There comes a point in every man's life when he has to stop performing. Not because he's perfect, not because he's reached some peak, but because he's realized that proving himself is a never-ending trap, a game he was never meant to play. Because every time you try to prove something, you're admitting you don't believe it yet. You're outsourcing your worth to people, outcomes, and noise that will never validate the work you've done in silence. You don't need to prove anything. Not if you've been building. Not if your actions align. Not if you can look in the mirror and know you stayed the course when it was hard. Men who move with presence don't need to explain themselves. They don't beg to be understood. They don't chase validation in conversations, in relationships, in careers. They're not loud, but they're undeniable. Because their silence is backed by integrity. Their presence is backed by structure. Their words are backed by restraint. And when they walk into a room, people don't notice them because they're trying to be seen. People notice them because they're grounded, calm, unshakable. Type enough in the comments if you're tired of performing for people who were never meant to shape your worth. Because what you're looking for, the peace, the clarity, the respect, it's not on the other side of proving yourself. It's on the other side of knowing yourself, of accepting that your path, your code, your habits are enough, not because someone clapped, but because you refuse to fold. That's the shift. That's the mark of a man who has matured. He no longer acts from insecurity. He no longer needs to prove his discipline, his masculinity, his calm. He doesn't need to be the loudest man in the room, because he's already the most rooted. And if he speaks with weight, because he's not trying to be liked. He's trying to live aligned. Most men never reach this point. They spend their entire lives performing, competing, proving. And what they don't see is that the man who needs to prove something always lives in fear. Fear of being misunderstood, fear of being overlooked, fear of not being enough. But the man who has done the work, who has bled in silence, suffered with dignity, and stayed grounded under pressure, that man no longer needs to convince anyone. His walk is enough. His breath is enough. His habits speak for him when his mouth stays closed. And that presence, that stillness, that calm, embodied energy that doesn't flinch or chase or shout, that's the most powerful thing in the room. If you want that, if you want to stop proving and start arriving, then build it. Build the routines that quiet your doubt. Build the strength that doesn't need to flex. Build the foundation that doesn't need applause. Get so aligned that nothing anyone says about you can knock you off course. And if they misunderstand you, let them. If they doubt you, let them. If they mock your silence, let them. Because real peace comes not when you're understood, but when you no longer need to be. That's freedom. That's maturity. That's masculine presence. So stop explaining. Stop proving. Stop begging people to see the man you've become. Just keep becoming him. Quietly. Daily. With full weight. And when the time comes to speak, you won't need a script. You'll already be living the message. If you're serious about building something real, something no one can take from you, type "walk" in the comments right now. And if you're ready to keep walking the real path, the hard one, the good one, make sure you subscribe.